He left his country to receive treatment in the U.S. after being arrested by the Ugandan army and charged with treason. But once doctors tended to him, the musician turned opposition MP Robert KYAGULANI, famously better known as Bobi Wine, had a message for the U.S. government. In an exclusive interview with Al Jazeera, he urged Congress to stop the $800 million support for the Ugandan military, which he accuses of torturing him during his recent detention.
It's important, like I've said, especially to the United States taxpayer, to know that much of the military aid we get is actually used to oppress and brutalize the citizens of Uganda. I will note that the gun that killed my driver, that could have probably killed me, is an American gun.
Bobi Wine is a vocal opponent of longtime President Yoweri Museveni. He was arrested in late August while campaigning in a by-election in the north of the country. He was accused of throwing rocks at the president's convoy as it drove by. Then, on the same day, gunmen attacked his car, killing his driver, but Bobi Wine was not in the vehicle. He says it was an assassination attempt. His arrest and alleged torture led to police and military deployment across the country. People protested not just his arrest, but the recent changes to the Ugandan constitution, which lifted the presidential age limit of 75 years, making it possible for 73-year-old Museveni to run again in 2021. He has been repeatedly accused by critics and rights groups of using security forces to silence those who oppose him. The president blames what he calls external powers for the recent instability in his country and warns others from interfering in Uganda's affairs.
It is important that external players refrain from interfering in the internal affairs of other countries. Interfering in the internal affairs of other countries is morally and practically wrong. Morally wrong because the question is, what superior intelligence do you have to think that you can understand the problem in my house better than we, the occupants? If there is a problem in our house, we, the occupants, will solve it. Keep out.
Whether external players are involved or not, Bobi Wine has become the face of Uganda's opposition, and President Museveni, who has ruled for 32 years, appears just as firm in his bid to continue his time in office. Hiba, Al Jazeera.